Now we're going to talk about Islam a little bit from the Quran. It does not tell you in the beginning. It says here, Islam, the religion of humanity. As I quote this portion here of concerning Islam being the religion of humanity. Islam is the name by which the religion preached by the Holy Prophet Muhammad, 1400 years ago he's talking about. Now we would say, somebody read that, oh, he preached that? Well, he must have brought it, just like the devil's taught us that now, since we know it, he tells us that, oh, you got Muhammad's religion. No, we got God's religion. Who appeared in Arabic over 1,300 years ago is known. And it is the last of the great religions of the world. This religion is commonly known in the West as Mohammedanism, a name adopted in imitation of such names as Christianity and Buddha, but quite unknown to the Muslims themselves. Now, brothers and sisters, let us pause here for a second or two. Islam was not adopted. Didn't nobody adopt Islam. Didn't nobody bring it forward like we or like some prophets. They didn't make it. They didn't name it. God named it. And it says there, a name adopting imitations of such names as Christianity. No, we didn't, it wasn't done like that, like Christian religion. Its name came out of Rome, Italy at the Vatican. And Buddha. Buddha is a religion that's older than Christian religion. It was adopted its name after a man named Buddha, right? So according to these two great religions, Christianity and Buddhism, Islam is not known like they are to be a name adopted in the invitations of such name as Christianity and Buddhism. And it's not known to the Muslims. It is unknown to the Muslims themselves about how this name actually came about. Now we say that this name, Islam, came about by the preaching of Muhammad 1,400 years ago, right? Now, if the name came about 1,400 years ago just by the preaching of Muhammad, we can't take that, because Jesus was a Muslim and he was here 600 years before Muhammad. So Muhammad, you can't bring us that. Nor can any Muslim, or nor can any Christian say Islam was after Muhammad. According, as we quote go some more, according to the Quran, the religion of Islam is as wide in its conceptions as humanity itself. Now, if Islam is as wide as humanity in itself, how wide is humanity? Humanity is ever since you came about. So that makes Islam be known before anybody else that came on the earth, because we can't tell it. And we get a little lesson called student enrollment, and it asks, how old is Islam? And it says, the answer tells us that Islam have no birth record. This is what you ought to throw at these hunkies that giving you 1 month out of a year to make you believe that you got some black history there, and they give it to you. Who could write your history? Nobody can write your history, but you can write everybody's history, because you were here before any of those people come about. Long before Buddha, and Buddha's about 35,000 years old, somewhat better today. And Christianity, in the knowledge of it, it is taken as a people that is made a devil, and he takes in it as a religion called Christianity. That's why you can't be a Christian, because he is the Christian. He organized it for himself. And by that happening, then you and I was left out. And by us being dumb to the facts, we could not even ask the question about it. We was too dumb. How old is this rostrum I'm standing on? I don't know. And I don't ask no questions about it. I don't know who built this stage up here. You getting what I'm trying to say to you? I don't know who built this thing up here. But I know that it's not as old as I am. I know that by learning the building. But who did it and how long ago, I don't know. So it is with Islam. All we know, Islam. and it has no birth record. That's why it's unknown to the Muslims to be a religion that is called by Muhammad. No Muslim knows that Muhammad, he just brought this religion here today, and no. What did Moses have? The Quran says that Islam was the religion, I'm going to read it to you down there, Father, of Moses. Now, what did he have if Christianity just come about here a few days ago? And Moses, he went and civilized the man so he could make a religion for himself. So Islam, let us quote some more, please. It did not originate from the preaching of the Holy Prophet Muhammad. That's what the Quran here is telling us. It did not originate. It was not brought about or made by the preaching of Muhammad. His but it was equally the religion of the prophets who went before him, before Muhammad was even born. Prophets came about, and Islam was their religion, according to the Quran. And that's the one we say we believe today more than we do the Bible, right? Let us go, Father. Islam was the religion of Adam, Noah, Abraham, Moses, and Jesus. Islam was their religion according to this book, the Holy Quran. It was, in fact, the religion of every prophet of God who appeared in any part of the world. Islam was that prophet's religion. If he appeared in any part of the world, Islam was his religion. Nay, Islam is the religion of every human child that is born. Well, why you said then that it was not the devil's religion? That's true too. We took it away from him. He lost it and went savage into the caves of West Asia and stayed there almost 2,000 years, having no knowledge of himself nor anybody else, a complete savage. He didn't know nothing about how he got there. And today, only thing that the devil, white folks know anything about how he come into Europe is by hearing you say so. And he takes it. The 6,000-year history of white people, you would be surprised how much that they really act towards it, because they never know nothing like that. Even the Judge Gordon, during the time in 1933 and 34, when we went to jail here in Detroit for Islam, he said to the messenger started going back before his time of 6,000 years. And he said, Mr. Muhammad, please don't carry me back farther than 4,000 years. He said, I don't know nothing about it. Well, we know it. We know that you don't know it, and the messenger says, well, I know that, but I'm letting you know that I know. Not standing out in the courtroom, but in his chamber, in there where the messenger was talking to him at. Many white people today, you might have far more than you had at the time of Master Farad. When he came here, there was 3 million white people use Islam as their religion. When he came, and you would never know nothing about it. And it's your religion. Those was the ones of that belief that made it a little bit better for you every time that he got in office. He'd make it a little bit better for you. He couldn't go too far with it because that they would kill him, and they know it. The same as Edward Kennedy, right? They asked him to run for president. After you see that 2 of his brothers has been killed because of that seat there being the president, the leader of this country, he says no. I don't blame him. Live. Instead of a man going to come up to you and kill you, and then they can't catch him. No. I hope you understand what I'm trying to bring to you. I'm answering your question. It was, in fact, the religion of every prophet of God who appeared in any part of the world. Nay, Islam is the religion of every human child that is born according to the holy prophet, who, to be accurate, is not the originator. Muhammad was not. It's telling you that was not the originator of Islam. But the latest exponent of that divine system, which was made perfect at his advent. No, you can't agree too much with that. How he gonna make it perfect? When it was here trillions of years before he was born. When it was the religion of Adam, Noah, Abraham, Moses, and Jesus, now your one gonna make it perfect, right? No, he couldn't make it perfect. It was already perfect. Just listen at me. I'm going to tell you. And according to the Holy Quran, Islam is the natural religion of man. Islam is the natural religion of man. The nature made by Allah in which He has made men. I thought God made men. God did make them, but we don't know when He did it. Made every man, every woman. Well, yeah, I believe that. Yeah, but you don't know how it happened. How did it happen that He made all of these people? Here we sit in here and we say, who made you? God made me. How did He do it? He only made the two. Now, Adam, we say, was the first, right? Adam and Eve, and we all came from Adam and Eve, right? Not this Adam and Eve that we find in the Bible. No, we all didn't come from them. They are not old enough. Adam of the Bible and Eve of the Bible, those was two first Adam and Eve of the white Caucasian race that was grafted out on the Isle of Pilon by their father Yaqub. When they brought them, when they was brought out from the black nation, from the black people, and grafted down to white by destroying the darker one and keeping the lighter one until they had brought forth a blonde, white, Caucasian devil. In your family, regardless of how dark the mother and father is, in your family, one is lighter than the other. So Yaqub took that lighter one and he destroyed those other black ones. Now, if one in your family at his time was lighter than all of the rest, if they could not find the mate of a wife or a husband to marry, they was destroyed. In the word, and He sent them back. Let's go further. That's Islam. I'm talking 6,000 years ago in the making of the devils when I'm saying that. Not going back 15,000 years, which we living in today. We living in the, according to the Asiatic calendar, we living in the 15,000 years today. And that was called in the year 1. Year 1. In the beginning of a 25,000 year cycle. That's when the 25,000-year history began, 15,000 and some few years ago. That's what we never know. We never known anything like this before. Did not you know the most time I have heard Master Farad Muhammad teach, and I heard him teach, I believe, every time he came to the temple in the city of Detroit until he left Detroit. Every time that he would mount Rastam to teach Islam to you, he taught the 6,000-year history. Unless that he would come through the week on a Wednesday night and let you ask all the questions to him that you wanted to ask. I have heard him ask. I heard a man ask him one night. Well, everybody asks different questions, but I'm going to say I heard a man ask him one that he thought he got him at. And that was, when was the flood? When was the flood? When all of the people died, was drowned out, what happened? He thought he had him. Master Farad smiled and boom, answered him just like that. He didn't wait. He didn't wait to say, let me see, let me think. He didn't do nothing like that. He answered your question just time you throw it out of your mouth, he pick up the answer and go ahead on and tell you. And you couldn't condemn not one atom weight of it. I've seen that happen. With these eyes, you're looking in the eyes of a man who has looked in the eyes of God Almighty. That's what.